Hey guys, I'm going crazy right about now. I've been going crazy for over a month now, though. But we're done. We're ready. Oh God, we're ready. I wrote down a list because I don't want to make this long. I have so much work to do in terms of putting in everyone's last minute edits. Like I'm literally getting texts now from my proofreader, just making sure everything is tight, and prayerfully it is. And then I'm gonna go into formatting after that. And I think my publishing partner said 6 o'clock. I'll be hitting published at 6 o'clock. So maybe you guys will be getting this tonight instead of tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm gonna throw in another promo. I don't even know. I'm just like so ready to deliver this baby. And we're done. And I finished my final read last night. I've been all over the place, but anyway, we're gonna get to it. One of the things I want to make clear about this, and I thought about it as I was recording, that I need to be clear about, and not many of you are listening to this pre-publication thoughts video, but I know that there's some of you who lives by them, and if that is you, then you'll be able to understand that there's a timeline that I followed, and it's off. But I need for you to understand what the timeline is, because I did not always say years in this series, and there's a reason for that. And let me just get into that. The reason why I did not put years in this book, you'll definitely see it, and if you've been paying attention, there's a hint to it. But even if you do the math, unless you're careful, you may miss it. But the reason why I did not want to do years, like even in the images that I do, like like how I do the months, how I do the interior images with the months. If you've seen in my previous work, I'll include the month and a year, but it's been bothering me over the last couple of years, and I've been trying to stay away from that because it ages the project, and I don't ever want any of my works to be aged. But if I'm putting in the years, guess what? They're aged. And I don't know, I have to resolve that internally, but I did not want to do that. But I'm also telling a story, and when I do retro timelines like this, I try to stay true to that particular culture. Like in book 2, when Ashton got Tori those great seats to the Brielle concert, Neil was one of her openers, one of those that opened for her. And I had to really think about, okay, so back then, what was Neil putting out? So those things are important. So it makes sense and it doesn't, but I have to be true to this story, and I'm always working present day. But I'm about to contradict myself in a bit. So for the timeline, the book, when you know how it starts off present day, and then we go into back in time, and then it closes present day. Remember how books 1 and 2 did that? Well, the present day was August of 2019. I know it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but to me it does. So those former years, that fall semester when Ashton and Tori met, that was in 2006. The spring semester, when everything went haywire and everyone split and went to their corners, that was in May of 2007. So they only knew each other from August of, possibly September, but from August of 2006 until May, they parted ways in May 2007. Is that understood? Okay, Bobby was born in November of 2007. Yeah, 2007, and he passed away in March of 2008. All right, I need that to be clear, because I do tell you when you open up the book, you're going to see 12 years later. And this is something I had to keep most of my editing team on task about, because they would say, hold up, 12, 13, you say 12 and 13. Yeah, because when you start reading this, the whole storyline goes from 2006 to 2021. The epilogue ends up in 2021, right? December 2021, I believe. But most of this book 3 is going to happen in 2019, not even 2020 when the book is being released. Much of what happened when their lives intersected again, that was 12 years after they parted, but 13 years after they met. So when you see 12, you're talking about when they parted ways. You see 13, that's when they met. 13 was that fall of 2006. 12 was that spring of 2007. So just keep that in mind. And if you get confused, come back and watch this video again. But the timeline of this project goes from August 2006 to December of 2000. I believe it's December 2021. All right. So I hope that is clear. I think some of you are going to ask about some of the old cast members, and I have to respect that because you spent 2 books with them, right? But I need for you to know they don't matter. This is Tori and Ashton's story, so a lot of them don't matter. They were classmates, and they were colorful for when they met. But when years later, I mean, for those of you who went to high school, you didn't even have to go to college. A lot of those people you were cool with, you saw every day, and you were cool with them because you were in touch with them every day. And then when you grow up and you go about your lives, especially for college, because you have people that are coming from all over the country, or all over the country possibly, depending on the type of college, or all over the state, or the region, and then you guys go your separate ways, and that happens. So with that being said, Al and Dre and Samantha are mentioned. We do get more caught up with, I feel like, Dre and Samantha. They're not featured though. They're mentioned. Okay. Samantha is featured. Like, we will hear from Samantha. Dre will hear about, and I believe Al will hear about a little bit. Well, we will definitely, like, his name, but they're not pertinent to their current lives. These college friends are not pertinent to their current lives. Carmen is mentioned, but I feel like once, possibly like 3 days ago, I feel like it hit me, and I think I hit up my proofreader. I was like, T, who's not been mentioned a lot? Like, I don't know, like, legit. Like, I can tell you what Al is doing. I feel like it was mentioned what Al is doing. I'm not even gonna go there because I forget what I said Al is doing with his life now. But Dre is following in his father's footsteps. He's married with children, and blah 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 blah. Samantha, you'll see what she's doing, but Carmen, I just can't tell you what she's doing. I don't see Carmen. Usually, one of my developmental editor, Zakia, and she got on me and she was saying, June, you mentioned June. And you mentioned this, but we don't even know what his health. I said, oh, June, Uncle June has health issues. He has diabetes. She said, well, maybe you should have said that. I don't think you said. I said, oh my God, that's true. These things, I feel like I can see them, like I know, but I may not have recorded them. But that is in there because of her. That is in there with Uncle June. So I wanted to talk about that. Cameos, we have lots of cameos in this installment. The Jacobs family is there, as you know, because they were part of the excerpt. The Hunters are there. Amir, Rut and Parker are there. Why can't I pronounce his name? Rutledge, Kadar, Amir. I don't know why I can't get his last name. I can't pronounce his last name. It's Amir. That's because I know someone who had his son recently, and his name is, I don't know. Let me stop because I'm going to mispronounce his name. The Beckwiths are there. So the Rogers are mentioned, and the Ellises have not been. And it's funny because I know Ashton knows Sadiq and his family. I know for sure because he cannot be in the line of work that he is and from the region he's in and not know. His children end up going to an Ellis academy. So there's no way in the LB universe that those two don't know each other. I just didn't have the opportunity. Sadiq did not enter the storyline at all, which I honestly thought he would have, but it did not work out that way. Something else I wanted to say about cameos. So what I wanted to say about cameos is I don't force previous clients into the current project. I really don't. It has to be authentic. Like, the Carmichaels are there. But not to the capacity that people who are like really, really supporters of Ezra and possibly Lex, yes, but Ezra would have thought. Ezra knows a lot of people because of who he is, because of his legacy at Redeeming Souls. However, Ezra is in a marriage with a woman who he's in love with, and he has more kids than he ever even wanted. He is busy, so he cannot be the therapist for everyone, and it honestly has to be plausible. And Ezra had really come away from therapy or counseling people the way he used to. Nowadays, he may take someone on for a short period of time and then kind of shift them off to a professional where they can have a long-term relationship with them. But that's it. Ezra's into his family. And I feel like that I that's what I got from, I was able to appreciate here. And it's always been in the back of my mind. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking because I don't want to give away too much. But some of you may say, towards the end of the book, like, why didn't Ezra do that? And it's because Ezra is chilling. He is chilling. He's a pastor of a major organization, and he is actually in love with his wife and his family. His hands are tied. I guess it is safe to say, because I feel like I hinted over to it. Since book 2, we've been working on this series in audiobook. We signed with an audio publisher, and they are in the process now of recording this series. And they reached out last week saying, hey, LB, I know you said that, book 3 should be available sometime in December. Let us know how it's going. And I replied to that. I'm like, just can you give me a couple weeks after post release, because we edit, we do editing even after the book has been released before it goes into print. So I'm waiting to hear back from them now on that. So you can be on the lookout for that. For those of you who are audiobook, like really diehard audiobook listeners, I got a beef with y'all. I got a serious beef with y'all. But I think you guys are going to like this. I'm confident you guys are going to like this in audio. I'm not an audio head. I'm not an audiobook head. That's another conversation for another time. But I do believe you will be pleased with this, if that's your thing, if you're an audiobook head. A lot of adult conversations are going to be coming out of this, because as I was doing my final read, I had so many aha moments. I was like, whoa. Like, I can see people, particularly Black women, going either way on this topic. Like, there are a lot of issues and a lot of things, especially, as adults, especially me. I tell you guys my age all the time. I just turned 41 over a week ago, and my mind is different. And it should have been. I've always been an old school soul, though. I've been raised by middle-aged, people. I've had a wide breadth of ages that I grew up around, but I feel like my mind has evolved, so my opinion and my take are defined. I've always been assured. I've always been a person who was very sure of myself. I have an opinion on so many things, but at my age, I've been humbled, because you go through things in life where your people around you that are close to you, that you love, they go through things in life, and it may reshape your opinion on things. So when you talk about, this is a happily ever after book, by the way. If the day that I write a book, a romance, that's not happily ever after, you'll know in advance. Just like when the same way I tell you guys this will not be in KU, will be the same way I'll tell you guys this is not a happily ever after. So Tori and Ashton do end up together, and I'm really happy with where they are. But there's some sacrifices that had to be made to get there, and I felt like with them both, I felt like they were ready to make them, and I felt like they were so mature at the time, and it broke my heart. I got very emotional when I was recording a few of the sessions, because they took me to where they were those 12 years they were apart, and they were not happy days. We know what happened with Tori. We know. We don't know what happened with Ashton. So I do appreciate the fact that they made my job easy, where they were like, I want you. Okay, I understand. I get it. I want you. And then when they unravel a lot of the truth and finding out about Bobby, it was hard. But I was so happy that Bobby's death is what brought them together, back together. I was going to say something else, and I lost my train of thought, which is probably best because I got like 5 minutes left on here. The hardest part about writing this, and my slowest writing days, I started writing this book in August, before we published Our Muted Recklessness, right? I started writing it while the editors were working on it, and I was writing out of order. But those days after, September and October, I struggled so bad, because I was not good at writing them hating each other. Like, I don't want to use the word hate, but they really had so much resentment in that Kamigo. You're going to see they had so much resentment until they were forced to spend time together. And some things change, and then, you know, Ashton being, you know, charming or whatever, and being like kind of laid back, even though he didn't trust Tori, he was very angry with Tori. That helped a lot. But I struggled with them because they were at such a resentful place. It was hard. It was really hard to record those sessions for me. It was really a weakness of mine. And y'all know I don't mind breakups, but this was pretty bad because they really were okay with never knowing about each other. They were really okay with not being in each other's lives. And that, for me, as a fictional therapist, is hard. It was really hard, and it slowed down my writing, although I was tending to them legit every day, because even though you guys didn't know, I knew my goal was to have this thing out. A publishing partner gave me a deadline by the 4th. I'm like, doing the 4th? We can do the 11th. That's my birthday. And then when the weeks were approaching or going by, I was just like, I'm not going to make my birthday. Oh my God. And I didn't want to do it after Christmas, but we were able to pull it off. And I want to shout out my editing team. They are the bomb. The way I fed them this project is very unprofessional, but I feel like I get the best out of them when I'm stretched. I stretch them, and they are awesome. Like, I really work them, and I press them. They've been working on this. They've been editing this. Oh, guys, the kid has been editing this since October-ish. And Santisha has been editing this for over a month. I really stretched them, and it's unprofessional the way that I did it, but I feel like I got some good stuff out of them, and I gotta shout them out. Like, they really in my proofreader. Oh my God, she's consistent with making magic happen for me, but they really helped me down, and I want to say I appreciate. I don't think they listen to these, but I really appreciate them. Discussions. So, you know, we have the public discussion after every release. We try to have it around 2 weeks. It's going to be a little hard because of the holidays that are coming up. We did plan a date for, I think, that first week in January, but I just want to be sure. No, it's not the first week. The first week of January. I'll announce it. So I don't even remember the date now. I will announce it. I don't like to go too far out from the release, but we may have to spill. I like to do it we typically like to do it 2 weeks after a release, but because of the holidays, it may not work. So I will announce it. Just if you're following me on social media, that's where I tend to promote it the most. I don't have it sent off on the Team Love mailing list because not everyone is on social media. A lot of my following is not on social media. But if you're following me on social media, I will announce it several times. But listen, guys, you have to follow the instructions. It's not my first time saying it. If you don't answer the question, I think it's like one question they give. If you don't answer that question, they will not let you in. And it's because there are a lot of people who, I don't know why, y'all love some social media groups. I don't. Please don't invite me to no groups. I can't stand those social media groups. I'm a part of a few because I gotta be. But I do not like social media groups. And there are people who will never heard my name, but they're trying to get into the group, or their husbands who wondering what are their wives into, and they're trying to get in the group. We really try to create this bomb of protection and privacy. So answer the question. If you don't answer the question, they will not let you into that group. I want to say thank you for the Read You Later Awards. We won 2 awards, and I want to say thank you so much. And it's for this particular series, and you guys have been going particularly hard. You know, I can gauge how well you're connecting with the clients by how hard you go. And you guys went really hard for this series, hard enough to give me 2 awards, and I'm not even done with it. And I really appreciate that. I truly, truly do. I have, again, this new wave of followers, and you guys have been going so hard for me. I see you, even if I've been like under the waters, like I'm trying to hang on in social media. I'm trying to like respond and post and stuff like that. But my heart really is into what's happening in my household and my friggin' characters. Like, they just consume me. So if I don't express it, I truly, truly appreciate you. I'm done. I'm almost at 20 minutes, and I don't want to have to take forever to upload this on YouTube. I'm going to end it here. Again, I appreciate you. I love you dearly, and Happy New Year, and please stay safe. Until the next release, ciao.